Do you love your family? How far are you willing to go to protect them? Green Snake is a thrilling film showcasing that family and love empower all. Hello and welcome to our channel, folks. In recent times, Chinese folklore has inspired many adaptations. From TV shows to movies, a lot of ancient Chinese literature can be seen on the TV screen. Keeping up with the trend, today we're going to give you a recap of the increasingly popular movie Green Snake. An animated movie based on Chinese folktales, this movie has attracted adults and children alike. But before we begin, let me give you a spoiler alert. And now, fasten your seatbelts, folks, because this movie is one to watch. The movie starts off on a remote island. Blanca is distressed and is going away to save the mythical Shu from the demon-slaying monk named Fahai. Verta, her sister, is trying to stop her, as she fears what Fahai could do to her. Blanca ignores her sister and charges the temple ahead of her, in which Xian is apparently captured. Verta loves her sister and thus fights beside her. Both of them conjure up huge tsunamis from the ocean to destroy the temple. However, Fahai unleashes his power and conjures up a shockwave that blasts through the tsunamis. The sisters get knocked back. Even though Xian is begging her master Fahai to let them go, Fahai ignores them. He then captures Blanca. Before she could be captured, she asks her sister to take the child in her arms and deliver it to its father. Fahai then confronts the distraught Verta and asks her to leave the island. Verta yells at him since he was the one due to which she lost everything. They did nothing to harm her, yet Fahai destroyed them under the pretense of Dharma. She attacks Fahai after giving Verta's baby to Xian. Fahai, angered by this, attacks her, which knocks her out and transports her to Azuraville. Azuraville is an abandoned city. She suddenly gets attacked by an ox-faced monster. As she runs away, she meets Sister Sun. They both are trapped by the ox-face until a masked man saves them. Sun then takes Verta to her base. Here both form an alliance. Sun explains that Azuraville is a place where people of many timelines are banished. It's a no man's land, and everyone has to defend him or herself in order to survive. Verta is from the Song dynasty, which was 1,000 years ago, and she doesn't know how the world works now. Sun, on the other hand, is from a recent timeline. She teaches Verta how the modern world works, and how she can defend herself. After learning from Sun, Verta, despite her losing her power, has the expertise to defend herself and survive. Together with Sun, she fights off any attack by the Oxfaces. In the end, they are attacked by a huge horde of Oxfaces and have to flee the area. However, while they're about to attack the Sun's base, Simon and his army of Raksha monsters also come rushing in. The Oxface army, headed by the leader, Mr. Ox, squares up to Simon. Meanwhile, while everyone is distracted, Sun and Verta try to make a run for it, but are captured by the Oxface and are brought between the two armies. Sun is killed. Verta, angry, kills one of the 3 Oxfaces in revenge. Simon is impressed by her skills and kills an Oxface. The masked man who's keeping tabs on Verta shoots the other with a sniper. The two armies are now about to fight when winds start blowing in their direction, and they're attacked by spirits. The two armies make a run for it. Simon saves Verta and takes her with his army of Rakshas. In order to accept Verta into the Rakshas, Verta has to travel with Simon to the All-Good Market. Here they meet the masked man. Verta learns about the Release, a body of water where if anyone dives in, they leave Azuraville, but at a cost. That person forgets about their obsession. Verta's obsession was to save her sister. Since she could not afford to forget her, she couldn't dive in. Thus, they return. This time, they take the masked man with them. On returning to their hideout, they learn that their army is under attack by the Oxface. The Rakshas are all killed. Simon, Verta, and the masked man make a run for it. However, a flood comes in and they need to leave. The masked man is trapped, and when Verta is busy trying to save him, Simon betrays them and leaves them to die. However, upon learning that the masked man has Blanca's face, she saves him and the two escape the flood. The two return to the All-Good Market. Here they come to know of the Wishing Bridge, through which they can retain their memories but not have a single care in the world. Simon is also there. Verta and the masked man are about to take the plunge into Release, but are attacked by Oxfaces. Mr. Ox takes over the All-Good Market and then kills Simon in a battle. He then unveils the masked man as his spy and gives him the power that will give him the honor of being an Oxface. However, the transformation fails. Verta is again betrayed, as she trusted the masked man, thinking he was Blanca. Meanwhile, the leader of the All-Good Market jumps into the water and transforms into a huge fox. She attacks everyone by making the water flood everywhere. Anyone in contact with the water gets instantly dragged in. The masked man saves Verta and they escape. Later, Verta and the masked man tried to access the wishing bridge. In order to do so, they have to contact the spider demon. When the spider demon and her demonic bus come, Verta and the masked man enter the bus thanks to the reference of the fox. There is a tunnel at the top of the bus, a void, which would help them get across the wishing bridge. Verta enters it. Here she learns Mr. Ox has been deployed by Fahai so that he could release everyone in Azuraville. In return, Mr. Ox will be saved from eternal damnation by Fahai. Verta attacks Fahai but is defeated and flung out of the void into the bus. She tries again and again. The masked man keeps her safe in Azuraville while she fights in the void. Time in the void is slow, so she ends up fighting Fahai for 20 years. In the end, she and her spirit have grown strong, and she finally manages to defeat Fahai and destroy the temple. Victorious, she returns back to Azuraville. Now they can leave this place. As the fox said, "As the Kalpa begins, throw yourself in." The Kalpa has begun, and thus Verta and the masked man engage the wishing bridge. On the way, they find some spirits that are dormant at the moment. They soon realize that Mr. Ox is right behind them. They quickly run towards the bridge. The spirits have also woken up and have started to attack. Mr. Ox, who lost Fahai's protective aura after he was killed by Verta, is now susceptible to attack by the spirits. He's bitten by one and becomes a spirit. When Verta and the masked man are about to enter the bridge, the spirit form of Mr. Ox grabs them. As they fall down, the masked man sacrifices his life by letting the spirit bite him so he can use his semi-spirit form, which has wings, and uses them to fly Verta to the bridge. Thus he saves her by sacrificing his life. Later, Verta gathers the parts of her sister's hairpin from the museum where Fahai's tower once stood at the end of Green Snake. The hairpin becomes whole again when she lays the human flute bone among the fragments, signifying that the masked man is a reincarnation of Blanca. Verta has indeed located Blanca. Verta is afterward greeted by a feminine voice. Her eyes brighten up when she turns around. She greets the last reincarnation of her sister with joyous tears. Blanca's passion is Verta, just as Verta's obsession is Blanca. Blanca has searched for her sister for many lifetimes, and now they'll be able to spend time together once more.
Blanca.
So that was all the time we had today, folks. Let us know your opinions about this movie in the comments below. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do hit the bell icon to receive instant notifications every time we release a new video. See you all next time.